Listen, Gemini. This warning comes as a whisper that shatters the glass of the night. It is no coincidence that your eyes fall here today. No coincidence that your breath aligns with these letters. No coincidence that your skin bristles as if an ancient guardian touched your shoulder. There is a movement in your sky, a creak of invisible doors, and your name is written on them with ink of the moon. I come to speak to you with a maternal yet firm voice, to watch over your steps as one holds a candle in a corridor of shadows, to remind you that the light within you knows how to triumph even when darkness murmurs chains. Do you feel it? Do you hear the echo of your own destiny calling you by your true name? It is time to look straight ahead, to pierce the veil, and to remember the sacredness of your path. Behind the masks, I perceive in your oracle a mist that does not belong to you. Foreign thoughts, eyes watching you from the corner, a doubt planted by nervous hands. But the warning is not to frighten you. It is to awaken the inner guardian who has accompanied you since your stellar cradle. Do not see yourself in the broken mirror that others offer you. Light your mirror of pure water and repeat with me, in a clear, unwavering voice. I claim my light and my destiny. Do it now. Feel how a golden key appears between your fingers, one that has always been there. Feel how a heavy door gives way, how the hinges groan and the air shifts. Do you see the shadows gathering like startled animals? Do you see the wheel of your fortune testing the direction your faith indicates? Do not be mistaken. You walk in a field of symbols, and every step calls forth a response from the universe. For it is no coincidence that the tarot shows me the high priestess guarding your secrets, reminding you not to reveal every idea, every plan, every spark of your Gemini mind to ears that only want a harvest without having sown. Guard your words as one guards a newborn child. There is a time for containment, a time for fertile silence. If the wind blows too soon, it extinguishes the ember. If you leave it in peace, it becomes fire. I repeat it with love. Your word creates and destroys. Your word blesses and also unties the knots of others. If you feel restless, if doubt itches like an ant, return to your breath and ask yourself, does this come from my heart, or is it an echo from outside? It is no coincidence that you read this. It is no coincidence that today you decide to place boundaries where before there were revolving doors. Setting limits is not abandoning. It is telling the world, my light is a temple. Heaven's justice weighs intentions, not appearances. It weighs the pulse of truth, not the noise of mouths. Here is the warning. Do not bargain with shadows for the price of your peace. Do not hand over your keys for hollow applause. If someone demands your radiance without holding your hand, remind them that one does not enter the altar with muddy shoes. And if your heart trembles, if the memory of old betrayals tries to chain you, remember that the chains you see today are smoke. If you blow with faith, they dissolve. Ask for a sign, and you will receive it. Open your window at dawn, and you will see the first bird pass. Its flight will be your answer. Touch your chest and say your name out loud. Its vibration will be your shield. Declare 3 times in the silence of your room, with the serenity of one who knows the universe is listening. I claim my light and my destiny. Let each word fall like a divine hammer upon the anvil of doubt. Bless your hands. Place salt and water in a bowl, and draw a circle of protection with the clear intention. Nothing that is not love will remain. For you are bridge and bell, messenger of air and word, and subtle currents obey your temper. Some tried to read your steps as if you were an open book, but your hidden pages are written in an alphabet only your soul remembers. Remain calm. The first light of day already touches the edge of your window. Do not be surprised if kind faces appear that, beneath the surface, hide sugar-coated fangs. In your reading, figures appear that laugh with you, but inside they count your steps. They are educated shadows. They do not push you, they seduce you. They do not shout, they flatter. They do not openly envy, they advise you. And what do their hands do as they speak? They weave small nets around your ankles, subtle, transparent, almost imperceptible. They repeat, I say this for your own good. and with every syllable they tie a thread. In the house of your alliances, a door has opened, and not all visits are blessed. In the house of your voice, Mercury, your ruler, has blown new wind, stirring old flags. Do you see how they wave? There, where you thought there was peace, a conversation is pending. There, where you believed there was alliance, a hidden condition lies. Hidden enemies wear neither cape nor black mask. They wear smiles, eagerness to know about you, questions wrapped in cellophane. How many times did they insist on knowing your next steps? How many times did they try to divert your compass with irrelevant anecdotes? It is no coincidence. Gemini. When the moon and the devil appear together in a reading, they do not foretell horror. They invite us to bring light into the corners. One does not fear the dark room when a lamp waits in the hand. That is why I ask you to measure your confidences, to close cycles of conversation as one closes a chest, to stop justifying yourself to those who have already decided not to understand you. Why explain the dance to someone who walks with tied feet? I see you breaking habits, stepping out at dawn with an inner flame lit, invoking your guiding star. And divine justice, which sees all without haste, has risen in your favor. Surrender and trust, it whispers. Surrender and trust, because time is the best witness. In the firmament above you, constellations align for your defense. The sword of truth shines in the air. Whoever touched you from the shadows will see their mask shatter in their hands. Whoever tried to force you will find their own wall. And you, in the midst of the hurricane, will know how to remain still like the eye of the storm, without needing to shout, without needing to expose anyone. It will be enough to hold your vibration. There is also a figure from the past returning, wrapped in nostalgia, speaking from shared memories, promising this time to care for what was once dropped. Beware, the tarot shows a tempting cup, but with a poisoned rim, beautiful, bright, exquisite, and yet dangerous. Ask yourself, have I grown beyond that cycle? Am I still who I was when that story began? If the answer is no, you will know what to do. True freedom is not fleeing. It is choosing. And you are choosing with a clarity that frightens those who know only manipulation. Look at the tower in the distance. It no longer threatens you. Now it is the beacon reminding you that from the fall one learns to build with noble materials. My maternal eyes see you gathering bricks of truth to raise a house with foundations of sacred silence. And when at midnight fear visits you, whispering, "What if you're wrong?" embrace it like a child frightened by her shadow on the wall. Tell it tenderly, "You are safe." Then repeat, slowly and lovingly, as if weaving a prayer in the air, "I claim my light and my destiny." Do you hear it? It is the click of the lock giving way. It is the chain loosening. It is freedom recognizing your name. Divine justice does not need your anger. It needs your calm. It does not require your revenge. It requires your memory. Who are you when no one watches? You are temple. You are messenger. You are wind singing among the leaves. That truth is your finest shield, your sharpest sword. Whoever called you inconsistent mistook your curiosity for dispersion. Whoever called you frivolous mistook your brilliance for noise. Whoever called you indecisive did not understand that you speak with the two birds of your sign, and sometimes you need both to finish their song. Today, in silence, both birds look at you. They are done. It is time to fly. Divine justice settles like a mantle of balance upon your story. It does not seek punishment. It seeks restoration. What is yours finds you when your door is clean. What is not yours leaves when your gaze clears. What does the wheel of fortune say when it turns? It says that movement is not always visible. Sometimes it is internal, and from there it changes the whole landscape. Conversations will come that seem casual and yet will be sacred. A minimal gesture that opens a gateway. A message at the exact hour that confirms what your intuition already knew. When they speak about you, listen less to the words and more to the vibration. When they ask something of you, look at their hands. Do they present themselves empty to bless you, or do they approach full of hooks? There is no rush. Light never arrives late. I see you writing your intentions on a white sheet of paper, folding it in 4, blowing 3 times, and placing it inside a book you love. I see you closing your eyes and observing a balance. On one plate, shadow, on the other, light. You do not intervene. You hold. And the balance adjusts by itself. That is justice. That is grace. At work, there is a figure who observes you with a mix of admiration and unease. Do not take it personally. Your ability to bring fresh ideas awakens the best in some and fear in others. Walk with humility, but do not apologize for thinking big. The chains they try to put on you are made of others' expectations. Be smaller, be less intense, be more predictable. But you were not born for the cage. You were born for the bridge. You were born for the corner where 2 streets, 2 voices, 2 worlds meet. At that corner, you will make decisions with the peace of one who has already lit her lamp. There will also be justice in matters of the heart. Where there were triangles, the third steps aside. Where there was silence, doors open to speak with sincerity without violence. Where there was distance, comes the understanding of each one's timing. And if you are alone, do not curse that solitude. It is a garden where the soil is being aerated, ready for a noble seed you will not have to beg for. Do you wonder if the fruits are coming? They are coming. The promise of a table with bread is coming, shared laughter is coming, and the coffee that does not get cold because the conversation keeps you warm. A sign in the sky is coming, a number that repeats, a song that finds you when you change streets, a flash when you turn the corner. It is no coincidence. It is no coincidence. It is no coincidence. Touch your throat, guard your voice, protect your word. It is both fever and medicine. Avoid complaint, gossip, the repetition of stories that have already fulfilled their purpose. Declare good fortune over your name. If someone asks about your plans, smile and speak in parables. I am sowing. That is enough. Everything else belongs to mystery. And when the wind rises and tries to convince you to go back, remember how clean the air feels on a new day. Repeat with the conviction that opens seas. I claim my light and my destiny. Watch how the tide obeys. Watch how your steps fall into place. Watch how your heart expands without asking permission. Your faith is a torch, and your gratitude, the oil that keeps it burning. Feed that flame with small gestures of beauty. A flower on the table, a blessed glass of water, a timely hug, a few minutes without screens to listen to your own ocean. This is how the kind of freedom that cannot be negotiated is forged. Now I see, with midday clarity, the promise rising on your horizon. Victory, love, and abundance. Not as prizes someone grants you, but as natural seasons of your own cycle. You have crossed the night with your eyes open. You have heard the beasts murmur and recognized they were nothing more than fears wearing masks. You have learned not to fight every shadow. You have learned to light a greater flame. That is why victory arrives quietly. It does not shout, it does not boast, it does not demand tributes. It sits with you and says, "Rest, you have arrived." In love, the promise takes the form of dignity. If you are in a relationship, I sense agreements being rewritten without resentment. The word "we" ceases to be a burden and becomes a bridge again. If there was coldness, it melts like ice under the noon sun. If there was confusion, a small conversation, apparently insignificant, clarifies the essential. If you are meeting someone, you will see signs of coherence. Actions that back up words, gestures that do not force you to translate, rhythms that add up rather than subtract. And if your heart waits, do not despair. A meaningful encounter is approaching with silent steps, like one who enters a sanctuary quietly so as not to scare the birds. In your hands, there will be new flowers. On your table, enough bread. In your home, a laughter you did not know. In abundance, the promise unfolds like a field after rain. Your quick mind finds an idea that not only shines but takes root. an idea with legs and heart, capable of sustaining itself and nourishing you. If you doubt, look for the sign. It will arrive in the form of an opportunity that smells of responsibility. That is your indicator. It will not be a fantasy that vanishes at a touch. It will be something concrete that demands presence, constancy, and humble learning. And you will love it, because your curious nature thrives on noble challenges. You will also recover money or value you thought lost, a payment released, an object reappearing, a yes that was delayed but arrives on time. In social relationships, victory feels like peace. You no longer feel obliged to be everywhere or to explain all your processes. Freedom sounds like guiltless laughter. And when you look back, you will recognize that what felt like a chain was, in truth, the temporary support of a staircase you were building without realizing it. You climb one step and the chain falls. You climb another and the door that seemed closed opens. Does it amaze you how simple it was and how difficult it felt? Heaven allies with the brave. And you have been brave in choosing truth. That is why today I ask you to make this final gesture. Place your left hand over your heart and, in a very soft voice, as if singing to lull a child, proclaim one last time, I claim my light and my destiny. Feel that vibration circulate through your back, flow down your legs, ignite your feet. You will walk differently from now on. Firmer, lighter, more sovereign over your own fire. And divine justice? It will be with you in every small adjustment. You will see the one who denied you now facing their own lesson. You will see the one who underestimated you learn to respect you. You will see the one who loved you halfway learn to love fully, with you, or far from you, and both will be blessings. The abundance you claim does not resemble storefronts of artificial lights. It resembles the harvest. It smells of earth, tastes of fruit, sounds of silence and crickets in the afternoon. Your victory has that fragrance. Your love has that music. Your freedom, that landscape. And now, in this last station of your reading, I speak slowly so that each word finds its place. You want details, I know, and I give them to you like one who lays warm bread upon the sacred table of the day. In matters of love, incline your ear toward actions more than declarations. A bond that projects into the future strengthens with simple habits. Messages that do not bow to vanity, encounters that prioritize truth over photographs, plans that include rest and play. If you are in a relationship, a small trip, a walk at sunset, or a shared activity that breaks the routine will act as a balm. If you are alone, look where you usually remain silent. There will appear a sincere interest, with a frank gaze, one that does not compete with your light, but accompanies it. In financial matters, the guidance is clear. Organize, clarify, choose. Make a brief list, just 3 priorities, and carry them out with joyful discipline. Your Gemini mind delights in checking off completed boxes. Use that pleasure to your advantage. A commercial or collaborative idea appears with feet of reality. Do not fill it with giant expectations. Give it water and sun each day, with patience, and it will give you flowers. Avoid impulsive loans or purchases motivated by anxiety. If you breathe and wait 24 hours, you will see what was necessary and what was noise. At work, assertive communication shines. You will propose improvements and, even if not everyone applauds, someone with decision-making power will listen with genuine attention. A document, an email, or a presentation will bear your seal and open a door. Prepare your word as one prepares an altar, with cleanliness, beauty, and purpose. Your allied color in this time is a deep blue, the night sky above a calm sea, for lucid serenity and true expression. Accompany it with discreet touches of gold to remind you that you deserve abundance without ostentation. The numbers that vibrate with you are 3, 5, 9, and 11. If you see them repeated, take note, they are bells of confirmation. In spiritual energy, the task is simple yet profound. Breathe at dawn or dusk facing east or west. Let the air enter through your nose and leave through your mouth. And with each exhalation imagine a rope you release, a shadow you thank and let go. A cup of water with a pinch of salt. blessed by your hands, will cleanse the objects you use daily. A short prayer before sleep will seal your dreams against intrusion. If you can, write each morning 3 lines of gratitude and 3 lines of intention. You need no more. In this way, divine justice will find in you a prepared home. In this way, abundance will know where to land. In this way, love will recognize its seat at your table. Do you feel it? It is already happening. Victory that needs no witnesses, love that requires no disguises, abundance measured not in noise but in peace. Repeat in your heart this final promise and let the heavens sign it with you. Your path is sacred, your destiny delicately powerful, and nothing and no one can pull you from the hand that guides you. To seal this reading, write in your comments as a decree. Today I decree victory, love, and abundance now. And smile, because the universe has heard you. Thank you for allowing my voice to wrap around you. I say goodbye with a hug of light, brief and sincere. Trust, you are sustained.